Thank you for joining us, Deane.
Yes, and thank you all for having me, and thank you all for being here. Anything you want to say to begin with, Saraswati? Any announcements or any housekeeping or?
All good here.
Okay, well, let us simply begin. Well, today, our pictures and our thoughts, imaginations are going to be revolving around the pelvis. And I've called the pelvis the core of human dynamics. This is a very nothing new and nothing that I coined, but here we have Leonardo da Vinci's sketch from centuries ago of showing the proportions and the radiation of the human limbs and from the spinal core. And you can see how everything in this picture rotates around this central point, under the skin of which here lies the pelvis and the pelvic girdle structure of muscles that animate the pelvis, anchor the pelvis, and provide the architectural dynamics for virtually all of the rest of the body, from the soles of our feet to the tops of our heads. Oh, okay. I'm not getting an advancement here. Very curious. It works right up to the threshold of beginning things. Yeah, can you hear me, Saraswati?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm stuck again. And I can't even escape. So what am I going to have to do here? We've been through this.
We can see the tiles now on the side.
Yeah, okay. All right.
Keep it like
So much for effects. Gonna have to do it this way. Okay. So the second picture I want to take a look at of this central bone of our architecture here is taking a look at the energetic core of this physical structure. We're going to be looking a lot at the physicality of the bones and the muscles, but I want to begin by just reminding ourselves that the pelvis houses the two lower chakras, which are of enormous energetic and life force significance for our being. Right at the base, down in the middle of the pelvic floor, is nestled the energy complex and arrangement of the first chakra. Nothing is more important in our existence than the power of this first chakra and everything that it represents. This is the life force. This is survival. This is the animation that makes us a living biological functioning creature rather than an inert pile of structures and molecules. So life force right at the base of this cradle that we're going to be dissecting in a variety of ways. And then just above the energetic organization of the life force itself is, of course, the second chakra, the organization of our erotic energy. And I mean erotic in the broadest sense of the term. Agape eros, not simply sexual eros, all right? So first chakra is survival of my individual organism. Second chakra is survival of the species as procreation leads my organism into the next generation and so on. And also not only the procreative force of the second chakra, but it is stemming out of my first chakra, self-oriented, survival-oriented, energetic concerns. It is the beginning of a connection, a desire towards others, an energy reaching out beyond myself, seeking to make the first level of interactive, social, interpersonal contact, if you will. So all of these energy roots are there in the bowl of this pelvis. Now, I want to take a little look at this picture, which I've shown in so many contexts over the years. Here we have our little pelvis, our big pelvis, which, and I want to pose a metaphor here, is the hull of our ship. And here is the prow and the front of the ship. Back here is the rudder, if you will. And on top of the rigging, the bone structure rigging of my little ship is stacked my main mast. And from off of this main mast are suspended the spars of my arms and shoulder girdles. Here are my sails that fill full of wind and keep my little ship moving forward with energy around the seas in which we are swimming, exploring our lives. So from the hull of the ship, much like the rigging of an actual ship, we have all of the musculature stemming from the pelvis, going up into various levels of our mast, up into the cross beam that holds our shoulder girdle and our arms and all those movements, and up into the mast above the cross beam and the scarecrow up here. So all of this is a structure that, just like the rigging of a ship, has to be very carefully balanced and tensions very carefully attuned so that the mast doesn't fall down, so that the crossbeam doesn't collapse, so that the hull doesn't break apart and disseminate into the seas, okay? So we are a little ship with our hull, with our prow, with our rudder, and with our mast and cross beams. Now this pelvis, our hull, is the largest and densest bone of our bodies. This is because it is the anchor for more muscles and organizes more architectural stress and force than any other single bone in the body. This is where the center of my gravity and all gravitational stress radiates from. And there is no posture, no movement, no asana that does not involve the entire skeletal structure and musculature of the pelvis in one way or another. Some positions, movements, asanas require the strength of the muscles engaged in the pelvic structure. Some involve the flexibility of those musculature, connective tissue, and skeletal structures. And some positions, motions, asanas require both strength and flexibility, coordinating synergistically at the same time.